If your belly fat 1T budge, no matter how clean you eat or how hard you train, there's a simple morning switch almost nobody talks about. Delay breakfast by 60 minutes and time your coffee correctly. Done right. This flips your body from storing to burning, without starving, magic pills, or adding another brutal workout. Quick note before we dive in, I'm not a doctor. This video is educational, not medical advice. I'm summarizing findings and protocols discussed by researchers and clinicians like Dr. Ben Bickman, Dr. Sachin Panda, Dr. Andrew Huberman, and Dr. Tim Spector, so you can test what fits your life and talk to your healthcare pro if needed. Here's the big idea. Most people think fat loss is calories in, calories out. But fat cells don't store energy just because calories exist. They store when insulin is high. Dr. Ben Bickman's work highlights this exact switch. When insulin rises, fat is locked away. When insulin is low, fat can be released and burned. Now here is the twist. The hour right after waking is one of the worst times to add carbs or slam coffee on an empty stomach. Why? The dawn phenomenon. Your body naturally pulses cortisol before you wake to get you ready for the day. Cortisol tells the liver to dump glucose into the blood, and your insulin is already higher than you think. If you pile breakfast and caffeine onto that, you stack an insulin spike on top of a cortisol spike. Translation: storage mode. So the easiest insulin reset is to wait 60 to 90 minutes before that first bite or sip of coffee. Let the hormones settle, then eat in a way that keeps insulin low and satiety high. That one tweak alone can change how your entire day feels. Fewer cravings, steadier energy, and way better control at lunch and dinner. Let me show you how to do it step by step and why it works. With receipts. Step 1. Wake up and ride the natural energy window. For the first hour, your brain runs surprisingly well without food. Use it. Dr. Sachin Panda's circadian research shows that syncing light, movement, and meal timing trains your metabolism. Get outside for 2 to 10 minutes of natural light if you can. No sunglasses needed unless it's bright. Then move. I like a 5 to 10 minute easy walk, some mobility, or a few sets of air squats and incline push-ups. Nothing heroic.
Ow.
This does 2 things. It signals daytime to your clock.
Oh.
And it lets muscles act like a sponge to soak up that morning glucose without a big insulin hit. What about coffee? This is where Dr. Andrew Huberman's advice lines up with blood sugar research. Caffeine stacked on top of peak cortisol can amplify jitteriness, appetite swings, and the insulin response to the next meal. Solution: delay coffee 60 to 90 minutes after waking, or have it with your first protein-forward meal instead of before. If you still want something warm during the 60-minute window, go for water, sparkling water, or plain herbal tea. A squeeze of lemon is fine. If you truly struggle without caffeine, a half cup diluted with water is a workable bridge while you adapt. Step 2. Build a protein-first meal. Picture this. Protein anchors the plate. Fats and fiber round it out. Starch comes last or not at all. That order matters. There's a neat glucose hack called sequencing. Protein and fiber first blunt the glucose rise of whatever you eat after. Dr. Tim Spector's work on personalized nutrition and satiety routinely shows that higher protein, higher fiber meals keep hunger and glucose spikes in check for hours. What does that look like in the real world? 3 templates you can rotate? Greek yogurt bowl. 2% or whole milk Greek yogurt for the protein. A handful of berries. A tablespoon of chia or ground flax, cinnamon, and a few walnuts or pumpkin seeds. Eat the yogurt and seeds first. Berries last. Eggs plus greens. 2 or 3 eggs cooked in olive oil or butter. A big handful of spinach or kale and half an avocado. Salt, pepper, maybe a little hot sauce if you want carbs. Add a small side of cooked oats or a slice of sourdough after you've eaten most of the eggs and greens. Protein smoothie. Unsweetened almond or cow's milk, a clean protein powder, a tablespoon of nut butter, frozen berries, and a handful of spinach. Blend thick. Sip slowly. If you add a banana, keep it to half and drink the protein half first. Bonus lever. 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar and water 5 to 10 minutes before this meal can reduce the glucose excursion and improve satiety for some people. If it bothers your teeth or stomach, skip it. The meal design matters more than any add-on. Step 3. Walk to eat. 10 minutes of easy walking after your first meal can cut the glucose spike dramatically, sometimes by half. Muscles are greedy for glucose when they're moving. Give them a short job and you'll feel steadier all morning. No treadmill, walk the hallway. Pace during a call. Take the dog out. If you're chained to your desk, do 5 minutes of marching in place and a few slow squats. It counts. Now let S talk about the common mistakes that wreck this plan and how to fix them in seconds. Mistake 1. Healthy sugar bombs. Granola, fruitinola, big bowls of oatmeal, loaded with honey, orange juice, natural smoothies with fruit juice. These slam insulin when your body is still settling. Fix. Keep carbs to berries, whole fruit in modest portions, or lightly cooked starch after protein and fiber, and ditch liquid sugar altogether. Mistake 2. Coffee with milk and sugar before food. If you insist on an early coffee, at least avoid sugar, syrups, and big pours of milk or cream. That combo turns your fasted coffee into a stealth breakfast that spikes insulin on an empty stomach. Better, black coffee after 60 to 90 minutes, or coffee with your protein meal. Mistake 3. Eating immediately after a poor night's sleep. Sleep debt amplifies cortisol and insulin resistance and ramps up hunger hormones. If you slept badly, the temptation is to comfort eat early. Flip it. Hydrate, get outside, delay breakfast, and keep the first meal protein heavy and simple. You'll regain control by noon instead of spiraling. Mistake 4. I'll just eat less. Cutting calories while stacking insulin spikes is the misery path. You're hungry, you white knuckle, and then you rebound. Fix the timing in order. Insulin calms down, hunger calms down, and eating less happens naturally. Let's address 2 logical questions. Won't skipping or delaying breakfast slow my metabolism? Not when you do it this way. You're not starving yourself. You're shifting the timing to align with your hormones. You're hydrating, moving, and then feeding protein first. Energy stays stable, cravings shrink. What if I train early? If your workout is intense, you can sip electrolytes or have a small pre-workout bite that's protein dominant, like half a protein shake or a few bites of Greek yogurt, and push the main meal too after training. You keep coffee aligned with that post-workout meal. Now let us put it all together in a 7-day insulin reset you can actually stick to. Day 1 to 2. Do nothing except delay breakfast and coffee by 60 minutes. Hydrate on waking, get light, do 5 minutes of movement. Keep your first meal protein first, and walk for 10 minutes after you eat. Day 3 to 4. Keep the routine. Add sequencing. Protein and fiber first, carbs last. If you want oats, rice, or bread, have the portion and eat it at the end of the meal. Notice how your 10 a.m. hunger disappears. Day 5 to 6. Layer in the walk to eat after lunch as well. It's the same 10 minutes. You'll sleep better because evening glucose is lower. Day 7. Keep everything the same and evaluate. Compare cravings, energy, and waist bloat to last week. If you feel calmer and more in control, you've proved the concept. Why this works? You lowered the morning cortisol insulin stack. You fed in an order that blunts glucose. You used short walks to partition fuel into muscle. And you practiced a circadian-friendly feeding window. That's Dr. Bickman's insulin work, Dr. Panda's timing, Dr. Huberman's caffeine placement, and Dr. Spector's fiber-protein satiety. All working for you, not against you. Before we wrap, to advance levers, if you want to go further without feeling deprived, first, adopt a simple rule. Protein to the eye. Every time you build a plate, spot the protein before you add anything else. Eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, fish, chicken, tofu, tempeh, or a quality protein shake. When protein shows up first, insulin and hunger behave. Second, use a closing window for dinner 3 hours before bed. This is the nighttime twin to your morning reset. Earlier dinners mean better sleep and lower nightly insulin. If dinner has to be late, shrink the carbs and finish with a short walk. Here's your challenge. Tomorrow morning, set a 60-minute timer when you wake up. Hydrate. Step outside. Do 5 minutes of movement. Delay coffee. Then eat a protein-first meal and take a 10-minute walk. That's it. Repeat for 7 days and tell me in the comments what changed. Cravings, energy, or the notch on your belt. If this gave you clarity, smash the like button so more people see it, and subscribe to From Heavy to Healthy for daily, science-backed strategies that actually work in real life. And if you want the follow-up, I'll break down GLP-1 without drugs, 3 foods that flip it on, the foods that nudge that same satiety pathway the expensive injections target, so you stay full without fighting yourself all day. Remember, you're not lazy or broken. Your hormones run the morning. Now you know how to run them.